What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, AQUA Life Baby, you already know. And today, guys, I wanted to show you one of the decks that I built going into the set 7 and G Guardian meta. It's one of the new decks I built, which is going to be my Gavrail Angel Feather deck. Now, I understand that Angel Feathers as a clan as a whole is one of the most hyped up clans. They finally got some respect on their name. Thanks to the 4 grade 3, nociel build and whatnot, getting some, recent tops, and, them getting announced for support in set 7. Very good, very good. I do enjoy the nociel engine, which I have incorporated into this deck, but really I wanted to build the deck because of Gavrail. I really like her defensive capabilities thanks to her GB2 skill, the ability to build a field thanks to her stride break ability. As well as, again, like I tell you guys with Thavis and, things like that, they're the backbone of these G Vanguards are like the backbone of the clan sort of now, and they're going to be getting a lot of their support built around them, going forward when these new G sets come out. And Gavrail, as you guys see in the new support that's been revealed for G set 7, Gavrail with the new rescue ability for the Angel Feather clan now, is getting her own support with, the Glimmer Breath clone, and she's going to get her own persona crit trigger and whatnot, and her own persona stride and things like that. So I think it's very worthwhile to invest in these types of, main G Vanguards because they're going to be getting support centered around them. And I do like Gavrail for what she brings to the table as a main Vanguard. Now, again, like I said, I do like the nociel build, which I have tried to incorporate a bit into this build, but I am going back and forth between something else as I do focus my deck more so on Gavrail than anything else, and I'm going to explain all of that obviously within the deck profile. Now, as a disclaimer, I am missing 2 cards which I do want to incorporate in the build, but those cards are extremely hard to find online and in real life, and one of those cards are just very expensive and just not in the budget right now. So I'll show you the cards that I have in the deck that I currently replaced them with, but I'll show you how I would change it up when I get to that point. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, guys, so my starter is going to be Black Candle Azrael. What she does is GB1 act, throw her into the soul, counterblast 1. You put the top card of your deck into the damage zone face up, and then you choose a face up card from the damage zone and put it into your hand. I do like her as a starter. I know there's another one, Hope Child Turiel, where she's more of the old school one, nociel. You just counterblast 1, throw into the soul, and then you swap a card from your hand in damage zone. Azrael lets you take a top card from your deck and put it into damage zone, then take a face up card and add to your hand. So it's either or. I just do like Azrael a little bit better than I do Hope Child Turiel. So I am running 4 heal triggers. Now I understand that this is not Sunny Smile Angel, and I do want to pick her up, but this is one of the cards I was telling you about. Sunny Smile Angel is very hard for me to find. Currently, I don't know if there's any on TCG Player right now. I haven't checked in the past, about 5 or 6 days and whatnot, but I haven't been able to find that card at all. It's just been very hard to find in real life and online, so I'm playing with what I have, which is these heal triggers. But if I can, these would be Sunny Smile Angels, but currently I do not own any and I cannot find any right now. But yeah, these would be Sunny Smile Angels otherwise. But play with what you got. So I'm running 6 stand triggers. Yes, stand triggers. I'll talk about stand triggers in a bit. Now, first off, the Doctorate Refros is the most busted stand trigger I've seen in a while. So what it does is pretty much you counterblast 1, You put this unit on top of your deck. You choose 2 cards in your damage zone, and you shuffle them back into your deck. And then you put the top 2 cards of your deck into your damage zone, and then you draw 1 card to replace him with, obviously. So pretty much what he does is you pretty much you reset your damage. So you'll counterblast 1, and they'll put 2 in. You'll put them face up. So you're pretty much unflipping 2 copies of damage, but you're also activating other skills like your ponies and your broken hearts. Increasing their power. So it's another combo piece. This deck is definitely very combo heavy. When you're always messing around with your damage, putting cards into deck and out of deck into damage. Comboing like that, and manipulating your damage and whatnot. So this guy is definitely a 4 of. It's too good not to run. Very, very powerful card. He's a card you always want, especially when you get your broken hearts and your ponies and whatnot. Disgusting. And then I'm playing 2 copies of Happy Belle Nociel. The original reason why I was running her was to make up for not having the grade 1 Nociel, spoiler, but also because I do like her ability when her act ability on the rearguard circle. You throw her into the soul, and then you can swap 2 cards from your hand. Again, activating those ponies and that broken heart to give them more power, but also to help fix things like if you need a grade 3, that grade 3 is in the damage zone. Well, you can throw her into the soul and swap a card from your hand and get that grade 3. You can activate nociel. You can do a lot of things again. Really helps with those combos. And I understand that, people might think, well, Link Joker's a thing. And, there are some people a lot of people, when you think of stand triggers, are always fearing, playing against a Link Joker matchup. And one thing I can honestly say is that I used to fear the Link Joker matchup too. But, taking a serious look at, at least in my area, what I've been playing is I don't play against Link Jokers as often as I thought I was, especially during, when Set 5 was big. Set 5, yes, Link Jokers were a bit more prevalent, but now, you're barely seeing Link Jokers. And, with Set 7 coming out and, Ezel, you're seeing Ezel getting support and whatnot, I can see Link Jokers disappearing, or not being played as often, unless I play them or, 2 other people I do know who play them. So, again, you can't fear one deck out of every other deck in the game. You just don't need to do that. And if you do play against a deck, there are ways around it because, they're not going to lock you forever. You can definitely outlast it. So, it's just one of those things. And then 4 crits, or six other crits. Critical hit Angel, she's the Margot clone, pushing the soul 3000 in regular crit. I am thinking about going with 8 stand triggers. This is definitely a deck where you make a lot of power columns, and stand triggers can definitely be devastating. So, it is what it is. I'm thinking about flirting around with 8 stands, but also 8 crits is something I'm really thinking of going for. When G Guardians come out, this deck definitely will change quite a bit. So, it is what it is. Again, I'm new to the clan, new to things. I'm just trying things out again. This deck is in the workshop on the training grounds. So, yeah. All right, on to grade 1. Alright, so for grade 1s, I know a lot of people run 3 of this card, but I'm running 4 Black Call Nakir. It's a Stride Enabler. Reason why I'm running 4 is because, again, I'm basing my deck around Gavrail. I want to see her ASAP, and, this is a Stride-based deck. I want to Stride as often as possible. If I do damage this card, I do have multiple ways to grab her to my hand so I can Stride. So, yeah, I do enjoy this card, like it. And she grabs me Gavrail if I need to call her to the rear. 4 Perfect Guards. I understand that a lot of people play the other Perfect Guard, the one that that you can block your sides with. The reason why I'm playing this Perfect Guard is because it's the one that I picked up. Plain and simple, it's the one that I picked up. I haven't played tested the other one, and there are times when this one is in the drop zone, and I do use Gavrail's ability a bit. If I do Perfect Guard this one, I can unflip some damage, and that can definitely help in a lot of other situations. So, most cases I'd rather go for the unflip than anything else. Again, just sticking with my foundations and what I usually go with. and then 4 copies of Thousand Ray Pegasus. Thousand Ray Pegasus is just a definite staple in a lot of pretty much in Angel Feathers, from what I've gathered from watching a lot of deck profiles and talking to a few other Angel Feather players. Thousand Ray Pegasus is definitely a staple. Play testing with it is amazing. Making a column of this is definitely really good. Each time a card hits the damage zone, this card gains plus 2,000 power. I would definitely recommend, if you're playing Angel Feathers, I know for myself I need to do this because I always borrow my boy, one of my boys, or just the shops, one of those bricks of dice, because when you're messing around with the damage zone and you're doing all the swaps and stuff, these guys continually gain power, and so you definitely need to be able to keep up with the power gains and whatnot, because these things will definitely get huge. But yeah, each time something hits the damage zone, they get 2,000 power. Makes a fantastic booster on the side. Can make definitely a great tacker. Definitely a really good ride target as well. And then 2 copies of this thing called Nurse Cap Dalmatian. For each face-up card in your damage zone, this card gets 1,000 power when it boosts. So for each face-up damage is a booster. So if you have 3 face-up damage, it's a 10k booster essentially. Now the only reason why I'm running this card is because I do not own the grade 1 nociel, which is when you guard with it, you get to swap damage, and so that's one of those cards that will help proc Gavrail's GB2 ability, among other things. What I would do is I would probably take out 3 of the ideal thing is I would run 3 of those, and I would take out these 3 for it. But again, like I said, currently I do not own it, because it's extremely hard to find nowadays, and I believe now it's it's about a $20 card, somewhere around that range, $20. Some people are charging $25, $26. I've seen people go for $30 for the card. Anywhere between $17 to $30, depending on how people are feeling that day. I've seen it go for. So, yeah. So that's what I'm working. This is what I'm working with currently right now. Again, like I said, when set 7 comes out, I've seen the support that Gavrail is receiving as far as, the rescue and the clan ability and whatnot. I am liking it. They have this grade 1 card when it hits when it gets healed, like from a rescue ability, you can call it out to the rearguard circle, and it gains plus 3k. So they have abilities that superior call from the drop zone when they get healed from the rescue ability. So they have field building abilities, which is pretty nice. So looking forward to this. Looking forward to this. So far, things are looking kind of up. So yeah, let's get into grade 2. All right, guys. So for grade 2, my personal favorite grade 2 in this deck, Nurse of Broken Heart. I love her. She is my favorite grade 2. She's personally, she's my title assault for Angel Feathers right now. What she does is that GB1, when a card's put into the damage zone, she gives not only herself plus 2,000 power, but she also gives the Vanguard plus 2,000 power. So in conjunction with Gavrail's GB2 ability, she'll get 2,000 power. Gavrail will get 2,000 power. Gavrail's GB2 ability will give her another 2,000 and herself 2,000. So that's essentially 4,000 to both of them, because Gavrail gives, I believe she gives the front row 2,000 power. So she's just a nasty card. Opponents definitely try and take her out first, because they know that if Gavrail does take damage, then that's just going to kick off all this defensive capabilities, and then it's going to be really hard to hit my field at all, because it's really going to increase my defensive capabilities. So she's definitely, to me, a staple at 4. And again, with the new rescue abilities, the clan abilities, where you do something and you get to heal a damage and then deal yourself a damage, and then if you deal yourself a damage and it's a trigger, the trigger will go off. That's going to proc Broken Hearts. It's going to proc Gavrail and stuff. And again, that's only going to just add another layer of defense to this deck. And so I'm really, really, really excited for what's coming out for set 7 for this deck. Running 3 copies of the Love Machine Gun nociel. The reason why I'm running her is because it does. Again, I am incorporating a bit of the nociel engine into the deck, which you're going to see coming in the grade 3 lineup. But what she does is when she's called to the rear guard circle, you can swap a card from your hand in the damage zone. So again, she does help with the swapping to increase the power of like Broken Heart, the ponies, as well as grab other things and proc grade 3 nociel. She's just a pretty solid. She's just a solid card overall. I do enjoy. I do enjoy her, and she gives me things to do early game, especially if I have too many grade 3s and need some shielding, whatnot. So she is definitely a decent combo piece. Right now, I'm running 2 copies of Black Slipe's Harut. So she's the amber clone of the deck. On boost. GB1, when she attacks an opponent's Vanguard, you counterblast 1. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You put one card in your damage zone face up, then you choose a face up card in your damage zone, and you call it to the rear guard circle. So you can call over a card. So if you have her here, she's a dead card, and you like say get a Broken Heart in here, you can call a Broken Heart over her. So this is a pretty nice card just to help build field. It's an all right card. I think she might get phased out come set 7, but we're gonna see. And then I'm running 2 copies of the Million Ray Pegasus. Again, another ride target if you're getting 2 gamed, or if you have to play the 2 game. Anytime you take a damage, it gets 2,000 power. Again, it's another card where she definitely works in conjunction to pump this thing up. Works on Vanguard or rear guard circle. Just a very solid card overall. I was thinking about running more copies of this and taking this thing out, but this card definitely has been making plays, and she just really helps with the nociel engine, but I could reduce it. So again, I'm still working on this 2 lineup, so if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. All right, and on the 3. All right, and for grade 3s, I'm running 4 copies of Love Sniper nociel. Now, what she does is, she's 11k Vanguard. Now, what she does is counterblast 1. When a card with nociel in its card name hits the damage zone, you get to counterblast 1, another card in your damage zone, add that nociel to your hand, and then take another one. And so if you take another one, it's not once per turn. So if you take another one and it's another nociel, you can counterblast a different damage, add that nociel, and take another one. And then you can keep doing that, and you can be adding another one until you have nothing other to flip. It's a very good ability. It's a pretty you can keep looping that thing until you're done with nociels and whatnot. It's a pretty nice ability. And then on ride, you get to do the whole nociel swap. You get to add a card to your damage zone from your hand, and then take one from damage zone to your hand. It's a very nice ability. Again, she's the grade 3 that's, the whole 4 grade 3 popular build that's been topping a lot. Now, I do switch between her and Phoenix the Calamity Flame. What Calamity Flame is that on the Vanguard or rearguard circle, each time a card hits a damage zone, she gains 2,000. So she's literally the grade 3 version of the pony. The reason why I switched between the 2 of them is because I don't have the grade 1 version nociel, so her ability doesn't proc as often as I would like it to, because I don't have the grade 1, so I don't have as many nociels as I would like to in this deck. As well, and again, that's another reason why I was going to flirt around with the 8 stand trigger build, because then I would add 2 more copies of the nociel stand trigger for, again, obviously more nociels, and because it's a good stand trigger. But this card is very good. Very good as well. Again, it's another grade 3 I can call out to the board. It's another offensive card that I can get onto the board. So when I start doing my damage swaps and playing around with damage, this card is going to gain power, making a lot of big power lanes. So again, I am playing around between these 2, but for right now, I really feel like this card might be the better backup Vanguard, because it does work on Vanguard or rearguard. As far as how my build is right now with the lack of grade 1 nociel, but in play testing with this card has worked out really well, even with that lack of the other grade 1 nociel. So right now I'm conflicted between these 2. Enough about that. On to the main grade 3. baby girl, nociel, the one I do really want to ride. So what she is does, obviously, GB2. Each time a card hits the damage zone, my entire front row gets plus 2,000 power. Very good card. Very good defensive ability. And then her stride break during my turn. When I stride, you counterblast one. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put one to the damage zone face up. Then you choose a card from your damage zone. Choose a face card in your damage zone. Call it to the board, and that unit gets plus 2,000 until the end of the turn. So she fills the board when you stride a unit on top of her. Oh, excuse me. She fill the board when you stride on top of her, and when you take damage. You know, she gives the entire front row plus 2,000 power. Again, things like Calamity Flame, Pony, give. She'll be, you know, things like that will be 14. Broken Heart will be like a 13k rear guard. Broken Heart will make her. She'll be 13 by her own ability. Broken Heart will make her 15. She'll just be, you know, be very hard to hit. Again, with that rescue ability, her GB2 is going to be even stronger. I mean, I can't wait. Her the Angel Feather G Guardian from set 7, so good. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to what the clan's going to get soon. All right, and on to the Stride deck. All right, guys, and so the Stride deck is fairly simple. One copy of Blizza. If I ride Gavrail, if I ride Gavrail, I always go into Blizza first. Just to get to GB2 until Fire's Collection when Angel Feathers get there. When Angel Feathers get there, I guess Blizza first stride for Angel Feathers, so to speak. So going to Blizza first just to get to GB2, just so I can start getting that defensive capability of Gavrail off. Uriel on hit. Look at the top. Look at the top 3. Yeah, look at the top 3. Search for one of them. Put it face up in damage zone. Choose a face up card in damage zone. Call it to the rear guard circle. Search for a grade 2 or less card. Call it to the rear guard circle, and it gets 2,000. Just a card to call out on hit. One copy of nociel. Now the reason why I'm running one copy of nociel is because this, again, like I said, this Stride deck is very limited until we get the expansion. So nociel, at the end of the battle that she attacked an opponent's Vanguard, I take 2 cards from my field, put them into the damage zone, take 2 cards from my damage zone, bring them back to the field and stand, obviously. And then if I brought any copies of nociel that I brought back that have nociel in their name that I brought back to the field will get 5,000 power. So pretty cool. And if you bring back the grade 2 nociel, you get to do the whole swappy swap thing. So pretty nice. One copy of Raziel. Raziel is essentially the finisher of the deck. So when on ride, you Soul Blast 2, and you send your entire damage zone back to your deck, shuffle, and then you put as many cards as you sent from your damage zone back to your deck into your damage zone face up. So if you have 5, you send 5, you damage 5. That's 5 stacks of power for Broken Heart for the ponies. Amazing. And then you combo that with like Gavrail, depending on which one you activate first. Deadly. And then obviously 4 copies of Holy Seraph Raphael. Simple at GB2. Flip, healer damage. You can't pass that up. A free heal is a free heal. You can't get any better than that. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Gavrail and everybody, we hope to see you guys in set 7, as well as when G Guardians come out. Hope to feature this deck in a match video soon. Maybe if I can acquire a nociel, grade 1 nociel or 2, some Sunny Smile Angels, we'll see. I'll be bringing you guys some more deck profiles coming throughout the week. Brother and I finished Warning, so I'm bringing that to you guys next. All right, Cardfight King and I'm out. Peace. And I will also be bringing you that ARG recap video. We're going to take you back to a few weeks ago when I was pissed.